We go to the bottom of the third in our 4th Street Software Baseball Learn to Play series. Up first will be Pat Collins. We're continuing on now here with ballpark effects. This time we're going to be looking at our infielders ranging laterally side to side. So in this case, there's no 6-pointed stars around any of the infielders. There's no extra level checking for a possible triple. So setting my secondary D100, it's at 30. We have Pat Collins up. Again, we're sticking with the 90s to give us our ballpark effect on Eddie Rommel. We've got a D20 roll of 3 for our depth in our park, and our lane is 30. So 30 is an E3. And again, no pull hitters. So this ball is to the side of the shortstop, Joe Boley. So we need his defensive rating. At short, he is a 5. We check our range D20 roll against his 5. We get a 5. So Boley, in fact, snares the liner for the out. 1 out, Pat Collins down. Earl Combs now up. Adjust my D100. This will be a 75. Okay, sticking again with our 90s. And this time we have a depth again of 3. Guess I should have moved the ball back here. So we got a depth again of 3. And then the 75. No pull. Puts it in the range to the side of our first baseman, Jimmy Dykes. We look him up. He's a 5, if I recall correctly. Jimmy Dykes, first base, 5. Roll for his range. It is a 6, so he didn't snare it. Out of his Combs was batting left. I should have moved him here. He's got himself a single, and we'll hold him. No pull again, and as I mentioned previously, no 6-pointed star around him because he missed the range by 1, a 6 over a 5, but it doesn't matter when it's the infielders, only the outfielders. In fact, I have to reprint the outfield here at Yankee Stadium because I've learned that it's not just lateral, it's front and back that these 6-pointed stars should be on also. I noticed that in testing the PC game and confirmed it with Brian, who looked into the code. So it's all 4 adjacent. I took adjacent to mean side to side and not to include front and back. Okay, we'll hold him. That means we're going to drop Dykes into the 0-1 spot. No pull again. Adjust the 75, and that now became a 50. I'm not testing drag or going through drag or stealing bases. We're just going to concentrate on ballpark effects. So I won't roll or reference random number sheets for that. So again, the ball is depth 3. We're going to keep it at depth 3 so we can test all this. 50, no pull. Is an H. Puts the ball right exactly between second baseman and the shortstop, but it's beyond the one zone away adjacency of either one, so neither one of them can get to the ball. So this is just a easy line drive single up the middle. Our runner on first goes to third. No need to hold him. We'll have him off. We're not going to hold Babe Ruth. I'll tell you why in a minute. So we got first and third. Return the ball. We got Babe Ruth up. And we're going to look at the effects of what happens when we don't hold a runner at first. The PC game and these cards are designed to always hold the runner at first. But in this case, for example, display purposes, we're going to ignore that for now. We're going to leave them in their default positions. I need a new number. I got a 90. Okay, before we roll. Now Ruth has a pull right here. So I'm not necessarily going to move all these fielders and or the ball until I need to. Just to save time. Because when you're playing, you might not get a park effect, so why go through and move all this stuff when a park effect is about 1 in 8 times. So we'll just move it if we have to. But in this case, we always have to, because I'm always rolling a 90, or I'm telling you I'm always rolling a 90. Okay, so this time for Ruth, we're not going to use a 3. We rolled a 1. I'm going to be in the 1 and a 90, which is N1. N1 shows us that we are potentially going to be affected by Ruth's pull. So Ruth is a pull 3. So we're moving him over. He caps out at moving 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Ball's here. We don't need to worry about the right field, but the ball also gets pulled, so we can only cap that at 1. So our ball now is in O1, and our first baseman has moved over to O2 through 4. So he's going to be involved in trying to make this play. So that is Jimmy Dykes. He's a 5 if we remember. And he's going to try and make the play. And we rolled a 5. So, in fact, Ruth snares a line out to Jimmy Dykes. However, unlike the outfield, these aren't 60s series lineouts, which can turn into double plays. These are 80 series lineouts that do not turn into double plays, so it's just an out. So let's take track of our out, and that's 2 outs now. We'll put the no movement. So let's go ahead and return. And since we didn't move all the other guys that would have shifted, no need to once we saw where the ball generally was, so we don't have to move them back. Saves a little time. Okay, Gehrig's up. Adjust my 90 into a, it's going to be a 70. Get my dice. We got a 90 something again, park effect. A 70, and depth again is going to be 3. So we got a 3, 70. The ball right here in K 2 to 4. But again, Gehrig is one of the few pull hitters, so he is pulled at 1. So this fielder moves 1 plus 1. That now of course, but the ball pulls too. So the second baseman, Collins, actually pulled over. Second baseman pulled over, but so did the ball. So in fact, it's not an automatic line out right at Collins. It's a range check play again. Oh, I guess Bishop. Do I have Bishop playing second? On my cheat sheet, I have Bishop playing second. Oh yeah, it's Bishop playing second. Collins is on the game. It's not Eddie Collins. Sorry, it's Bishop playing second, not Eddie Collins. So he is a 6. My Bishop. Second base, 6. I will check his range. And it is a 7. Again, 1 out of his range. Triples don't matter in the infield. So he fails to make the play. Runner in first to third. Runner third scores. Should have had him here because he was. Oh. Yeah, Ruth's at bat was where the batter wasn't held. Okay, Musial. Hold him. Let's drop him down. Fall back. Rotate him over. Back to. Okay, some Musials up. Well, my adjustment, we're going to be at a 95. And the secondary D100. 90 something puts us in the ballpark matchup. Depth. I'm going to make that a 3 again. So 95, 3 puts us at 0. 3. And no pull this time. So in fact, Dykes is in range, or in zone range. This one's actually behind him because he was holding, as opposed to when we had Ruth not being, or at bat not being held, and we had him back here. So this one isn't to the side, but it's to the behind him. So he still gets to do a range check. Let's do the range check. He's a 5. It's a 6. He misses the ball. Now the ball is in the zone here of depths 1 to 10 that says we can get a double if in fact we got a run rating of 14 or more. So checking usual, we got a run rating of 14. So in fact, usual, this ball ropes down the line into the corner. So Musial gets, so we got a score, we got a 3 base advance, we got another score, and we got Musial now at second. Men at second and third weren't held by the PC AI code, so we won't hold Musial. Now we got Lazeri. Let me check my advance. It's going to be a 50. Okay. We need the secondary D100 over to 50. We got a 90 something again. And our depth, we're going to get a 3 again. 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter. We're trying to stay in the lateral zones to the infielders for demonstration. So 50 is an H. H3. What does my cheat sheet say? H3, line out to Bishop. Let me check something. Oh, okay. PC doesn't hold, but for these purposes, in this demonstration, my cheats, I wanted to show a hold being placed. So we had Bishop actually holding Musial at second when Lazzeri was up. The reason it was Bishop is because we had a right-handed batter batting, Lazzeri. Right-handed batters tend to hit to the shortstop more than the second baseman. So the shortstop maintains his position. There's no pull going on, but he maintains his position. So it's the second baseman who theoretically has less balls to handle with a right-handed batter moving to do the holding. So by moving here, he actually did drop into the H3 that we had before that nobody could get because it was an equidistant split between the two fielders beyond one zone away, which was an automatic hit. Now we find that Bishop is in range. So in this case, Bishop was a 6, as we recall. We roll our range check. We get a 6, so he's out. So Lazzeri lines out to Bishop. That's essentially all the demonstration I wanted to show, and lateral movements of our infielders with pulls and holding runners on, which could pull them out of their normal position too. So we're going to move on to the 4th inning with the next video, where we're going to show balls beyond the singles default range of 1 to 10. Now we're going to go out into the outfields here with the 11s, the 20s, see if we can hit walls or go over walls for home runs, just drop in for doubles out here where no fielders can get them. Thank you.